Hello everyone, I'm Valdemir Santos from the University of Algarve, Portugal and University of South of Santa Catarina, Brazil, and I will present my presentation entitled Fandoms as Memory Gatekeepers, Memory Literacy, Remix Culture, and the Future of Remembrance in the Digital Age. This presentation is based on a section of my doctoral thesis, which I will defend soon. The study explores how fan-made TikTok edits or short-form video contents of The Crown, produced by the fans, become agents of collective remembrance, shaping the cultural memory of Princess Diana. The motivation behind this study lies in the tension between historical fact and fictional dramatization in streaming series. The Crown dramatized real events while portraying figures like Diana who already carry a strong emotional memory. In this sense, fans remix fragments of the series with music, caption, and archival images, creating new interpretations of the past. The first hypothesis is that the fan communities act as a memory gatekeepers, selecting, editing, and redistributing content that reinforce or challenges the series' historical narratives on social media. And the second is that the aesthetic and affective strategies as slow motion, nostalgic filters, sentimental music, archival photos, etc. intensify the evocation of collective memory, deepening empathic identification with Diana's legacy. This framework joins classical memory authors Halbach, Asman, Nora, Huysen, and Landsberg with fan culture and platform scholars like Jenks, Booth, Hills, Van Dyck, and Hoskins. Together, they show that memory in our digital culture is social, emotional, and shaped by platforms, and they can help us explain how fan edits can act as a memory piece and as a digital mediators of cultural memory. The research is qualitative and interpretive, aimed at understand how meanings of history are negotiated collectively. I adapted the audiovisual quality analysis model by Borges and Sigiliano to study TikTok fan edits rather than the TV series, shifting its three-stage creation, circulation, and aesthetic experience toward remix practice and algorithmic dynamics. After this step, the findings were brought into dialogue with the 4 M's of memory literacy to examine how aesthetic strategies intersect with process of remembrance. The 4 M's framework I developed as part of my PhD, a conceptual analytical key, not a fixed model. It covers 4 dimensions, in which dimension we can find different indicators, but here I will talk about these dimensions. The mnemonic materiality, it refers how memory is triggered by the archive and by the visual and sonic elements that give it form. Mobilization of memory, it refers what is activated in the audience, such as empathy, nostalgia, or critical reflection. Mediation of memory, it refers where memory is shaped through the interaction of algorithms, fan participation, and common threads. And mnemonic movement, why in which direction memory is circulated and is transformed as it travels online. The sample included 4 highly engaged TikTok edits of Diana's storyline in the series and 2,884 public comments. Although the results are interconnected across all edits, I will present each video under the dimension where it was most prominent to keep the analysis clear. I apologize for the quick time, so I'll be very brief in presenting each case. Now let's look at the first edit called Legacy of Kindness. In this edit, we see Diana visiting a London hospital with children living with HIV. It connects to the mnemonic materiality dimension because it shows how visual and sound elements trigger memory. So we can see slow motion shots, soft nostalgic filters, close-up of her gentle gestures, and a melancholic piano track. This material choice turned a short TikTok clip into a small memory piece, helping the audience recall Diana's humanitarian work and the AIDS crisis during the 90s. Moving on to the second edit called Betrayal. This video focuses on the breakdown of Diana's marriage to Prince Charles. It reflects the mobilization of memory dimension because it shows what emotions are evoked in participatory audience. With dramatic montage, sharp cuts, and emotional music, the edit evokes empathy and grief for Diana, focus on the pain caused by Charles' betrayal and the media pressure she faced. Many comments reveal that it also sparked reflection on gender injustice and press ethics in the 90s. Now let's look at the third edit called The Real Diana. This edit makes a direct comparison between real archival footage and scenes from the crown using split-screen images and date captions. It reflects the mediation of memory dimension because it shows where memory is shaped in the mix of fiction, historical material, and online perception. Participatory audience act like fact-checkers, pointed out mismatches, share links, and adding their own memories. This participation highlights how audience help negotiate and refine the shared memory of Diana's history. Finally, in the fourth edit, we have the final tragedy. This video portrays the tragic car crash of Diana and Dori Al-Fayed using muted colors, flashbacks, and real archived footage. It reflects the mnemonic movement dimension, which examines how and why memory circulates online and changes as it spreads. The video quickly spread on TikTok, carrying a wave of collective grief far beyond the fan community. At the same time, this movement also sparked conspiracy discussion and led some spectator or participatory audience to mistake dramatized scenes for historic effect, showing that digital memory is constantly shifting, deeply emotional, and widely debated. The study confirms both hypotheses. Fan community act as a memory gatekeepers, and the edited, affective aesthetic strategy strongly mobilize remembrance. Digital remembrance emerges as emotional, participatory, and socio-technical. Fandom, thus, becomes a cultural agent in historical discourse, underscoring the need for memory literacy to navigate blur lines between fiction and history. Fan-made edits can democratize memory, fostering civic dialogue and empathy, yet they also risk distortion when fiction is consumed as fact. Future research will expand to other platforms and audience and explores AI-generated and immersive media to understand their impact on remembrance. Developing critical and emotionally aware memory literacy is essential for a responsible engagement with history in digital spaces. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to your questions.